So starting off, we have to begin with Shedeur Sanders. This one easily goes to legendary. There were so many levels to this saga. First off, there was the draft day party at Shedeur's place, which looked like it had at least $1 million production budget. It very much had the vibe of a wedding sponsored by Icebox, disguised as an NFL event. They even had bottle girls dressed as Daft Punk, who nicely predicted the tier list placement right there. Overall, one of the coolest draft parties of all time, but even with all the theatrics, you could tell the tension was growing in the room as the picks went by. Things were getting awkward quickly. Even Gilly couldn't find a hat big enough to hide his confusion. So after the first round ended with no team for Shedeur, he had to give a toast. They then paid the production team, and then everyone just left the white tent and went their separate ways. So all that had happened, and the second round had still not even begun. They came back the next day with a more minimalistic approach, a couple cameramen, some couches, and a single tablet. And then Shedeur got prank called by a frat boy who was the son of the Falcons' defensive coordinator. A well-timed move at Shedeur's expense. I'm sure that kid will get punished by getting an assistant coaching job in a few years. That's just the NFL way. Anyways, another day passed and Sanders still had no team. Day 3 came, Shedeur stayed cool and relaxed. However, Mel Kiper did not. He became increasingly passive-aggressive as his 5th-ranked prospect and QB1 on his big board was not getting selected. Kiper ended up fully crashing out as he completely ignored the obvious off-the-field and behavior issues that led to this draft slide. This was a bad look for a good dude. In the end, Shedeur said enough with all the cameramen and decided to get drafted while Shiloh streamed live on Twitch. A fitting end to the saga. Overall, this wasn't the most surprising drop considering everything, but this was still a legendary situation and one that'll be remembered for a long time.